Welcome back, everybody. Oh, it's not me. What is this?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're live for our final heat of the day.
Apparently, I have to be on this side. Can you scoot over, WinteR?
Sure.
Share the chair. Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
We've got Evil Geniuses going to be facing LGD. If you want to see the end of that match, Secret versus HR, you should head over to twitch.tv/Dota Cinema. But we've got EG versus LGD, boys.
Yeah, we do. We do.
What are you thinking?
EG or Wreck Face.
The boys in blue.
All right. Let's see if they can do it. The boys in blue. Here we go.
Yao needs to play Ember Spirit. That's what I think.
Not first phase banned. Most of the Chinese teams, they'll just ban it right away.
They actually ignored it in their last game and picked him a Queen. Like Queen of Pain was like probably the better hero, but it's all about his Ember Spirit.
Yeah, he needs to be playing the Ember. Like, I'm not sure why they're not putting him more.
It's just so limiting when there's like one or two heroes that you can confidently pick for your mid, though. Ugh, that's not good. That's not a good way to start off your draft.
They have never put him on troll as well, right? In the recent.
No, I have not seen him on troll.
He's more like your Ember, Invoker, sometimes Brewmaster, or those brews.
Morphling plus Tidehunter plus Ember. Sounds good.
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty low ease of execution.
Either
Or
Invoker,
high ease of execution.
Invoker
low
or Ember,
difficulty.
either's fine. Like, I mean, I wonder if, I don't know. Do you not like Invoker, WinteR? You're giving me the look.
Invoker
Just
is fine
it's
as well.
Yao's hero.
It's just that they don't really like to pick it for some reason. Like they
Invoker?
Yeah,
They used to a lot.
they used to pick him a lot, but then they suddenly switch over to Ember or most of the time. Either he gets Ember or he gets like maybe a Panda or he's just not getting the heroes that he's actually really good at sometimes, I feel. But I understand that there's a lot of situations where Ember mid could be really bad. It was like he's really weak against certain heroes, doesn't do well in certain 1v1 matchups, and you would rather not have that hero.
Now, LGD this game, seeing some different bans. The Shadow Fiend target ban at Sumail, and just the EG have been drafting this with the Venge a lot. So, two bans, we've seen a lot of the Venge ban, I guess, but the SF something a bit new, and this is probably something we'll see within this tournament. A lot of these first stage bans will just change as things develop within this kind of like mini ecosystem of a tournament with its own little meta game. But EG go for a Lion Puck here.
Yeah, a lot of teams are running the Shadow Fiend and doing it quite well. HGT was running a lot at the end of the tournament. We've seen EG using it quite a bit. We saw Big God pick it up 2 games in a row, winning both games. And it seems like he's a very popular stock rising type hero in general right now.
Yeah, and he goes especially well with the Lycan though. Has the new EG ever picked Lycan?
LGD Gaming's turn
Not
to
that I
ban.
can think of.
Where's that Sumail Storm at?
Sumail's not played.
Where's that Storm? Maybe even plays the Puck here.
Yeah,
Generally,
it feels
play
like
the Puck.
it
it's
feels
been
like
Fear playing it for the old EG.
yeah, but
yeah.
this game is probably Sumail.
Sumail, even Universe could offlane it, but it's alright on the Dire offlane.
It's a really a pick where we are not really sure where it's going at the moment. He needs to be. You need to see him a lot. The next few heroes to know what.
PPD may not
It
even
really
know,
depends on
you
the
know?
supports as
For
well.
all we know, PPD's sitting there like, let's see what they ban, then I'll decide.
Yeah, it's like one of those moments like you are not sure what to go for. You
Yeah.
just go for something that works well everywhere,
Yeah.
so you can decide later.
Most of the offlane pucks have really struggled. Teams tend to pick a lot of that reliable lockdown versus them. We've seen a lot of Lion picks, a little bit less Skywrath the past week or two, but
I think for EG, like
he's struggled a lot in the offlane.
the Lycan you mentioned, or alternatively something like a Drow, like helps the puck so much as far as killing potential, laning, giving either the Howl or the Drow Aura. EG have been running a bit of Visage here. It is a support they like, and they could go for like the Drow Visage if they want to, or Lycan Visage. I feel like these kind of heroes and strats is what EG kind of like to do at the moment. Kind of get that physical damage going. Although Tide, the Anchor Smash, one way of dealing with the physical damage.
Well, on the side of LGD, you've got the Water Monster, and it's in the very capable hands of Sylar.
Yeah.
Carried Vici pretty damn hard on this hero at TI, so I think if you're LGD, this is a nice comfort pick, and EG have decent heroes to deal with the Morphling. Lion, Puck, not bad for taking care of the Replicate, some pretty reliable lockdown,
Yeah.
but
And his nemesis, Ancient Apparition, is out of the pool.
Elder Titan is available, but just has been ignored
Yeah, I
ever
feel
since the bugs got fixed.
after the bugs got fixed, it just feels like it's so hard to land a proper storm to the point where it's not even worth it anymore picking him for just for the aura because like you're not gonna land your storms more than half of the time.
What are EG gearing up for here? They ban out the Zeus. Are they thinking about like a Terror Blade or something along those lines? Also removing the Lich. And yeah, LGD thinking the exact same thing. They'll ban it out now. Very perceptive ban.
Have they actually gone for the Terror Blade ever since they are not playing with RTZ?
I don't think so. It just looked like a Terror Blade setup. Zeus is just so good against that
now
hero.
LGD goes for the Troll
Look
Warlock.
at the Yao
So
Troll.
we were asking about when has Yao actually played the Troll.
Now. Today.
It's gonna be today.
It's going to be something a bit new. Well, for him, perhaps. And for EG, now their third pick coming
I
up.
mean, honestly, Troll is not hard to do decently with. Like, end of the day, mastering the hero is a bit more involved, but just having a decent laning phase should be well within his grasp. I feel like we're talking about Yao like he's like an injured war veteran. He's got like one leg blown up and can hardly hold himself upright. But that's kind of how he felt watching the games recently. He just is not able to really keep up in the lane.
Yeah, you guys were like talking about every game. You look at 1v1 mid. Oh, it's Yao. He's losing his lane again. What's new?
All these young whippersnappers just getting the best of him. But
Yeah, but for now, just to see what does he gonna do with the Troll Warlock.
Troll does well against Puck mid lane.
Where's the Axe picks, by the way? Axe has been surprisingly ignored considering just how successful he's been every time we've seen him.
Yeah, it's gonna be the aura for the Puck to win the lane.
Yeah.
The whole team.
Probably a I mean, EG run the Visage without the Drow, so...
Maybe even the Wind Runner, you know, like a Wind
Yeah.
Ranger mid Puck off lane and you have Draw Aura and then all the range heroes like are really strong together and a Visage obviously to finish things up.
Yeah, generally when we see teams pick Visage, there's been things like Axe, Bristleback, Dazzle, the heroes that kill the familiars pretty quickly. But they already have 3 cores, so they're fairly limited in terms of like quote-unquote counters to the hero.
Yeah, they're pretty stuck here.
I mean, unless they want to run like some support Morphling WinteR.
Something LGD sometimes run on Faith is like the support Omni Knight. I wonder if like getting an Omni Knight, like GA against the physical damage is pretty nice. Could get caught out by like the Blink Silences, the Blink X from line. It is a bit hard to fit in.
They need something to just run into the Drow. You know, when you are playing against Drow Ranger, you want to get to her face as soon as possible. Stop the damage from coming out.
It's a
and just
support though. Like not many supports. I don't know a support that really does that.
supports that can actually do that would probably be along the lines where maybe you think about Sand King, you have an
Yeah.
early blink, you blink in, you get in near. What else is
Like
available?
a Wraith King, like because you have 2 lives, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
But there's one thing I see sometimes LGD would do. They would put the Tide support, which I feel Tide really struggles as a support hero on Faith. I've seen it like very rarely, like once or twice they put it on Faith.
All right, they're gonna steal
actually
the
a good
Visage
move.
away
I
from
think that's a
EG.
good move. It's a solid support in its own right. I think it's a nice little deny pick.
Yeah, and it further strengthens their team fight potential.
Yeah.
They have a lot of bursts from Tide Ravage, Morphing Wave in, and they have the Visage like Soul Assumption. But EG is going for more humongous amount of spell damage. Skywrath, Puck, and Lion.
It's
What's
a pretty damn good BKB game.
Well, the crazy thing is they've still got Drower, so even though these heroes aren't like Puck, Skywrath line aren't known for their right clicks, like end of the day they can still actually like, especially in the lane stage and whatnot, do some decent right click damage with the Drow Aura.
Yeah, I mean later on though, Tide's just gonna jump on you. Morphling's gonna BKB and wave in. Like
Yeah.
EG still, I feel running on a clock with the way they've drafted so far.
Very squishy heroes in general, these 4, and that's where this last hero probably they could even run like Puck in the off lane and get some kind of
they're-
tankier mid hero, like the Viper ban.
They're worried about getting run over in the lane, so I do like that ban.
I'm feeling like Wind Ranger could be a good option here if they want to run Puck on the off lane and they have another source of damage coming from the focus fire. And yeah, Wind Ranger against Troll Warlock. You can always just push out the lane with power shot. You're always gonna get farm and better room control because of the spammability of the power shot.
This Tide's gonna have a really hard time in the off lane.
Yeah, Skywrath and
Drow, Skywrath, good luck. I don't even know what you're gonna
He's
do.
gonna best get.
I feel like they
So
could
on.
even consider something like a Brewmaster still. Sure, it's I mean you've got the Drow, but you've got a lot of range heroes and damage. It's something to help control the fights, protect the Drow Ranger.
Yeah, they need a beef in front.
Yeah, that's I look at this and like say they've got these 4 squeegee heroes. They need some like Viper would have been good as well.
Clock, Centaur maybe.
Yeah, Clock's actually quite nice. If you want to do the Puck mid, an offlane Clock could be a decent option, but
Good with the Skywrath.
But Clock feels like an all-in thing, you know.
yeah, I think like they played Brew once already for Sumail earlier today, and I think it's a hero which does fit this draft pretty well.
True.
Especially once they're gonna get an Aegis on Drow Ranger, and they can
Yeah.
just use the Brew to help 5-man
Yeah.
push down towers.
2 team fight heroes plus a draw ranger. You just want to end the game
10
around
seconds
25
How
minutes.
about LGD here? Last support coming out. Oh no.
Whoa.
Oh, like?
Or is it the
Tide
support
support?
Morphling maybe? You know, we could talk about the support Tide. Do we finally get the support
the
Morphling?
support tide. It's the support tide.
Are you sure?
So troll mid.
Wait.
Do they like in
No,
jungle?
wait.
even?
Who's playing the Lycan and who's playing the Morphling?
Yeah, Sylar normally plays both. And maybe it is the
Exactly.
support Morphling.
Yao ain't no Lycan player. Or Morphling player.
Oh, support Morphling.
I mean, it could be the.
Offlane
It could
Morphling?
be the. You know, they don't really have anyone to
you
go
know the dream. You know what I'm.
Yeah, it could be the offlane.
You know what I'm thinking right now? Morphling adaptive strike. If it's a
5
support Morphling,
seconds
then the
remaining.
Visage
Visage stuns. Yeah.
familiars will be on top of you. The wolves.
Alright, is
Ooh,
this the Sumail
You wanted a
Invoker?
support who could get in close to the Drow. Morphling just waves in, full strength, adaptive strike. Your Drow's getting messed up.
Look at who's playing the side. Okay, Lycan is played by
Alright, it
Sylar.
looks like a support Morphling.
Support
Here
or
we go.
offlane?
The hype.
Who's
The
in July
hype.
picking up?
The hype is
He's-
building.
Alright.
Maybe he picks an offlane Morphling and support Tide. It's still possible though.
It is. They're really trolling us here, man. Taking their
They're
sweet
making us
freaking
wait.
time. Probably not wanting EG to fully know, although they may suspect it.
So it's actually quite a decent choice to go either Quaswex or Exort with the draw aura. Like either way would be beneficial. But if you want to have more assurance,
10 seconds
obviously
remaining.
Exorts because you can be a carry later on. But Quaswex will give with the
5
draw aura will
seconds
give you a lot of
remaining.
solo kill
In
potential.
July Tide, this is going to be Faith
You
or
got it,
Milan
Winter.
on
Fine.
Morph.
Finally.
Finally.
All right.
It's here.
Let's see if it lives up to the hype. That'll be the question here.
Alright, well, you guys get your support Morphling. Enjoy our last game of today. It's going to be EG versus LGD. LD and Wint will be casting it, and take it away, guys.
All right, we've got LGD on the Radiant. The EG squad unhappy with the air conditioning, it sounds like. So we may have a admin's a banned word, apparently. So we'll have a quick pause here. Well, I say quick. It's optimistic thinking, I suppose, while they look to get this sorted out. And it will be the support lane, handled by MMY, a pioneer in the support role. How appropriate. Yao, the Troll Warlord, in July, handling that Tide Hunter. Sylar, going to be on the Lycan, and it leaves Faith as the Visage. As for your Dire squad, we've got PPD on the Lion. Sumail going to be taking over the Invoker. Fear, your Drow Ranger. Universe, the offlane Puck, I imagine. And that leaves AUI 2000 as the Skywrath Mage. That's a pretty cool pose.
Huh, they're actually going for position 5 Lion instead of position 5.
Yeah.
Huh. That
well-
is actually rather interesting.
I mean, maybe they swap. Maybe. Yeah, I don't see
Like,
AUI
you
playing
don't
the 5.
you don't confuse your enemies by changing
Yeah,
your
change your supports. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm actually wondering what is the reasoning behind why they want to give more farm to the Skywrath rather than the Lion. Like Skywrath
Yeah,
doesn't.
what are you gonna do with the farm?
Yeah, doesn't
Buy
need
null tallies.
triple null talismans.
Huh.
But in theory, the Skywrath can do more damage than the Lion, but it's just generally better to have more farm on the Lion.
But they already have the Drow and the Invoker to give the whole team damage. It feels like they just need to make sure they can lock heroes down.
Yeah, it's rather unusual though.
I guess we'll see what EG have in
Yeah,
mind.
we
I'm
just
sure.
have to see
The
how
mastermind himself.
we'll just see how it plays out, and the reasoning will be clear later during the game. But I like the new word you made, support link.
Thank you.
It should be a hero Curtis link place.
Yeah. Well, if they get owned by it, maybe we'll see it soon enough. How well do you think the support lane works this game, Winter? You've been experimenting with it in your own pubs. You've seen it played by others. Are there situations where he's really bad? Do you think this is a good
I'm
one?
just worried because EG could do Skywrath and Puck on your lane, and you have Morphling Visage as your supports. They're gonna just toss arcane bolts at you, and you have like a useless hero in the lane early, apart from his waveform.
The one thing is, like, you mentioned the adaptive into familiar stuns, but that is not in the laning stage. In the
Yeah,
laning stage, what are you
it's-
setting up
he's
for? You're setting up for Troll to walk at someone, liking to right-click them.
He's extremely strong with levels, obviously. In this game, I just imagine they just need adaptive, and You know what's gonna happen? Adaptive, the summon from wolves,
Is there,
Necrobook, and the troll ulti,
Is
and
there
everything will be attacking
is
you.
there any chance that they try to be greedy, like eHome style, throw Sylar in the jungle,
And
maybe
lane-
give MMY a
Oh,
lane?
yeah, possible. I actually think that could actually might be better because morphing.
That's what eHome would do,
Yeah,
I feel like, with this
morphing
draft.
he needs so much as a support. Like he literally needs a farm, like a core position, like a position 3, like an offlane farm, in order to be effective. And coincidentally, they have Lycan, so they might actually plan to do like how IG runs it. Lycan gets to a few levels, like level 5, goes jungle, and the lane is all yours for the morphing.
Now, can EG punish that, is the question.
Yeah,
They've got some
that's-
aggressive support.
I'm-
the Lion as well as the Scarlet, and they have the Drow.
I'm
early.
thinking they do 2-1-2, Lion and Drow on the safe lane, on the short lane, and Puck and Skyroth with the Draw Aura would be constantly pressuring the whoever's bottom. If the Lycan is starting to get the first few levels, he would get harassed a lot in the lane, and morphing is not going to do anything for him.
Well, we are in a holding pattern here. EG unhappy with the climate in their room.
I'm happy with the climate in our room.
That comment is going to be thoroughly misinterpreted by the viewers, WinteR. I have to tell you. You guys do not like air conditioning in Southeast Asia.
No,
huh?
it's just me.
Yeah.
I told you I could.
No, pretty much people outside the U.S. in general do not. It seems most of the Europeans I've spoken with and most of the people from Southeast Asia, it's why do you Americans always have the AC so high?
it's
It
like
makes you sick. Vlad and Ina, his wife, are always complaining that the AC is making them sick. They think it's like it just infects them. It weakens their constitution.
Yeah, I got sick when I arrived here. Arrived to the AC room.
But we gave you some hot soup, you know. Some Merlini gave you a little special medicine.
Yeah, Mr. Ben Wu, to the rescue.
Dr. Wu.
He needs to lose the police hat and get on the doctor's clothing.
Well, WinteR, what do you think? Is this support lane gonna work? Are you a believer?
I'm not sure though. I actually have more faith if the morphing is on the off lane. But the support morphing, how are they gonna get away with it? And it depends on how EG deals with it. I'm feeling that probably the best way will be the Skyroth and the Puck dual lane against their whatever they're gonna put at bottom, and hopefully that it will actually create a lot of pressure in the lane. Yeah, and the Lion get some pulls and maybe rotate later into the lane because they'll be having sun strikes, I feel.
You think it's Exhort for sure here?
I mean both is really good though. It really depends on how they want to play it because like the Exhort I just feel the Exhort, I would favor the Exhort because of their lineup.
By the way, guys, since we do have an extended pause, I want to let you all know that Tung Fu vs. Newbie should be getting started if it hasn't already over on the Dota Cinema channel. You can check that out at twitch.tv/Dota Cinema, and then our SEH Showdown beginning on BTS2, twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit 2. Kato Guy bringing you Rave versus MVP. So there are some other games that either should have already started or will be soon for y'all to watch. But in the meantime, it's time to see what kind of jokes you've prepared for us, WinteR. You got some material? Any funny stories?
No, I'm just focusing on what if I'm LGD, how am I gonna make the morphing support work this game? Like other than the Lycan getting a few levels, going into the jungle later, giving the lane totally to the morphing. I just can't imagine if they're actually gonna let the morphing just keep pulling until level 7. It's just not gonna happen. The enemy EG is gonna take Roche, gonna force a fight with the Puck, with Aegis and Drow. They're gonna just take your towers, and when your morphing finally reaches level 7, probably you already lost 3 towers and a Roche.
They do not have good D push at
No.
all.
This morphing is I mean, if it works, it would be fantastic because they have throw ulti for all the summons. Like, just imagine the morphing throws the adaptive strike and all the summon just hits you, and the throw pops the ulti. You'll be like, did I just die to that?
And they do have a good gap closer to get on top of the Drow. Which
Yeah, it's gonna be disgusting if they pull it off.
and there's no repositioning spells here. There's no
Yeah.
Centaur Stampede. There's no Venge Swap. So if you get on the Drow, you're on.
Yeah, the morphing, one of the things that the support morphing is worried about is like things like the Goblet type of supports, the Abaddon, or having a Rubik to steal the adaptive, but everything is not there now.
Looks like now LGD is ready, and EG's gone AFK. Now, here we go. We're unpausing. We're getting underway. LGD, currently 1-2, taking on the undefeated Boys in Blue, your evil geniuses. We've already introduced the players, so we're just going to have to see how they look to lane, and WinteR, Sylar with the Quelling Blade Stout Tangos off the bat.
Yeah,
Maybe he goes into the jungle here very early.
Maybe he just goes like really early. I'm not sure though. How are they gonna do this? Look at MMY's items though. He has a Tango and 2 Clarities.
No, this is a very poor support Morphling. He's gonna be a sad boy.
Did he save? Oh, he saved up some gold. I'm not sure though.
I guess just in case they need sentries.
Hmm.
No, they have a sentry
I guess
already.
if they want to give him the lane, he can skill like Morph at level 1 to last hit and stuff like that. So it's not so worried. But I feel like the general plan would be the plan where you just give the lane to the Lycan first, get some
Mhm.
levels, and then move him to the jungle afterwards.
All right, LGD going to be guarding their woods as a squad of 4, and EG just wanting to secure the bounty rune. We could have a big rumble. 4 heroes rotating down. A lot of heroes that are pretty terrible at level 1 for fighting, but we'll see if anyone actually wants to get active. So they're already having skilled Hal. Just wanting to give his lanes that extra bit of boost in terms of CSing power, and well, no real clashes yet. IUI kind of poking his snout down on the bottom side of the map. Looks like the bounty rune bottom will be contested and secured by the Radiant. The bounty rune top going to the Dire, so it should be a 1-for-1 here. And they give it to MMY.
Skyraf is gonna be able to sneak oh, give it to MMI.
Yep,
That's good
interesting,
news. And
interesting.
Skyraf manages to sneak
Well,
a really deep
they,
ward here.
yeah, they don't know where he placed it, but they do know he warded something.
I think he wanted to ward in the triangle. That's the most like we talked about this before. That's a really tough spot to deward. Like this one is a bit to the right. If they place the sentry in the middle, yeah, there it goes. It's just at the edge of the area. If he places it a little bit to the left, didn't he see the ward?
Well, he saw him go down to place a ward, but he didn't
no,
see
I
where
mean
it was.
the sentry is just you should see it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, look at it's in the range.
I don't think so.
What?
If you like move your camera?
Look at my screen.
No,
Just
no,
just
but
look
move your camera up. That's because of the perspective.
No,
Look.
it looks different on my camera though. Okay, whatever.
No, because you have to be like over here, like this. When you're back like this, it looks like it's under the line.
It's different on my screen.
It's outside. It's
Alright.
outside of the circle.
All right.
I think the fatigue is kicking in, WinteR.
Look at the lanes as well. So it'll be Skyraf and Puck against like. All right, the Lycan is in. The Lycan is middle, and the Tide and the Visage will be top lane. So
Speaking of top lane, TPD. Oh, gets the 2 hero Impale off, but they're chasing. They get off the Grave Chill in July. He's gone for that early point in Kraken shot, but they're still diving for this. Oh man, that's a lot of
this
hate
is
for the Lion.
super unusual lanes. It's like a morphing lane support with a troll. What is going on?
They're not having fun though. They're taking a lot of harassment here. Meanwhile, top lane, now they're trying to swing around. Oh, PPD, he comes in to help his buddy, and it looks like he'll pay with the Grave Chill coming out. Top lane, it's the first blood. Scored quickly, and now maybe they even go on Fear, but they're out of mana on Injuly. Faith not yet level 2. I guess that's where it ends.
Oh dear, they might be able to get him, but Fear might take a lot of damage.
He's
And
really committing for this one. This could be bad for Fear. He gets the kill, close to dying, barely able to retreat out. Man, if Injuly had just a little bit more mana, that is super unexpected. Getting that early point in Gush, fully catching the Lion off guard.
yeah, it's not something you see really often, but this lane is gonna destroy bottom. Like Skyraf and Puck is just gonna destroy the morph. What is the morphling and Tro gonna do?
This was not how I expected
This
the
is
lanes to go.
terrible for them.
Well, are they making up for it elsewhere? Invoker farming well, Drow farming well, Puck farming well. No, it's looking
Yeah.
pretty rough here
And
early
it's
on.
a
WinteR.
class Vex Invoker, so this will actually roll them over if they have a very bad laning phase. Early Orchids, he's just gonna wreck anyone he sees with the draw aura. It's easy kill everywhere.
And they do not have heroes that can pressure that
And
lane.
support morphing hates you don't buy Arcane Boots and EMP, you're done.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a tough.
I mean, you can get the Soul Ring and at least have a little mana to work with,
Yeah.
but your team is going to suffer. And who else is going to build Arcanes? Just Tide, really.
It's generally the build Soaring and Tranquils. That's just how you build the hero. But this is gonna be a really tough game. Look at the CS bot right now.
Are there any adjustments LGD can make? Can they switch up their
I'm
lanes?
just really surprised of the lanes. They're gonna try and go in on Yao here at bottom. Another Skyraf Mage nuke coming out of cooldown in 2 seconds. So they're gonna get it.
He gets
He
pushed
stick-
around a little
yeah,
bit. He
stick
sticks up. He'll survive, but now the support Morphling trying to turn around. MMY taking a lot of damage. He'll start strength morphing, barely surviving. Yao now chasing him. Meanwhile, mid lane, there's an EMP coming out, just harassing Sylar back. Starting to put the pressure onto this Lycan mid.
This is looking really bad for LGD. They're gonna lose all their lanes at this rate. The Tide is not getting much CS, even though they got a kill on the Lion. Lycan is suffering against, like, this is not the lanes I expected them to put, because this is, all the matchups they're getting is very bad.
You just see the CS piling in for EG.
PPD is coming in middle.
Oh, now he's been spotted. This is a good time to go top if they have any sort of spells. And, well, Fear is just unafraid. Faith's trying to swing around on him, but, yeah, 2v1. Drow holding his own.
Maybe another lag coming out.
Some lag, some cold rooms. Who knows?
Cold feet.
Charlie should have brought hand warmers. Sounds like he's not really prepared for this.
Cursor error. What's next?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but it's gonna be really hard for them after this. In the next 10 minutes or so, they are on course on losing all their lanes once more as LGD. Oh dear, it's gonna be really rough. They have a lot of potential later on, mid game potential with the adaptive and the familiars and stuff. But once again, we were worrying, how are they gonna get there? It's a long journey ahead.
Yeah.
The game might just end before they reach their destination.
And there's just no hero that can just like carry them through the early to mid game with a bad start.
Well,
Troll can't do squat without items.
technically, you can count the Tide if he can
But
actually
at-
land
he at-
big ravages.
He at least needs a blink dagger.
At this rate, his blink is gonna come really.
And he's gonna need arcanes. He's up against EMP. There's a lot of silences to deal with him.
They need at least 2 sets of arcane boots, and you generally don't want to get arcanes on Visage, and support morphing arcanes is just out of the question because it's gonna make the hero really weak. So I'm not sure though. This is gonna be a tough decision. Maybe they just get both arcanes on the Visage and the Tide and try to work themselves from there. But I still feel that when they get their levels, their hero is just so damn scary.
Yeah. EG come online very early. They get, your Invoker like level 7 or 8, phase boots, the first item pickup, working towards the Orchid. He's going to be a menace. Can go around solo killing a lot of these LGD heroes, or at least keeping them back.
A lot of these heroes are already very generous. He more or less could kill anyone he's with the Orchid.
Well, maybe if Morphling's running around like super strength morphed already, then he's
Then he won't have armor.
Yeah.
And you have to consider it's a support morphing, so
Yeah, he is sitting on 1 armor right now.
it's terrible. It's just basically really difficult.
And that's just the Invoker. I mean, we haven't even talked about Coil into the Skywrath Mage Mystic Flare, just pure Roche potential for EG. They only have the Drow, but that's all you need.
The Drow is like the hero of objectives. If you can't get objective done in a game where you have Drow, you have huge problems. So this game, they need to make the Drow work. Get Roche, get the towers, control the map, make sure the morphing never gets to the point where he's gonna be that annoying morphing. Like he needs the Soul Ring, needs level 7, needs the Trankles, and the next item would be the biggest item he's gonna be purchasing, the Blink. Well, maybe you stop by with the upgraded Magic Wand and stuff like that, but yeah, the Blink is all you need. You Blink, Soul Ring, Trankles, you're just...
Where is he
set to
going to
go.
find the farm, though? They're going to start losing towers very early.
Usually you get the farm by winning combats with your Adaptive Strike early on.
But they have no one else who can work with him to get kills.
No, if they have levels, let's say the wolves just follow the morphing around with the familiars, Adaptive Strike, and all the stuff is hitting. Look at their heroes there. They have like very weak heroes. All 5 of EG heroes, very low HP pool, not much armor.
That's true.
Yeah, only the Drow has a lot of armor. So if you think about it on the way where the morphing finds someone with a level 4 adaptive, the wolves and the familiars hit him with the howl and the ultimate from the troll, the battle trance. It's a lot of kill potential there already, with the morphing alone walking around. Obviously,
Now, that said, EG are going to be very farm very early.
Yeah,
so
if
they're not going to be that squishy.
they are not going to be that squishy, but it's the potential for them, for a morphing running around alone with the support he gets from his teammates is there. Like, they can probably kill the Skyrath easily all the time. And the Lion.
It sounds like a nice plan.
It's a nice plan, but getting there is always the problem, You can talk about, we are going to land Adaptive Strike into Totem Arrow, into Shackle Shot, but getting there is always another problem.
So we have Sumail disconnecting again. For those wondering, he is having a mouse cursor issue last they spoke. So he'll reconnect again. We'll see if it's fixed. But yeah, EG, they're ready. LGD also ready. Here we go.
Let's go.
Back
Let's
underway.
do this. Morphing, come on.
Now mid lane, PPD tried to go for a gank, but he did end up getting spot on. They go on Fear top lane. This is a really nice play by LGD, but I don't know if they have the damage to get this kill. It's going to be close with the Soul Assumption. Oh, just short. Just short. That was a really nice move, though. As soon as they see the Lion mid, they immediately go on the Drow. Just didn't have the damage.
Yeah, they barely got the kill though. That was really close. They almost got it.
That type of kill was so big if LGD can grab it, because otherwise they're just not going to do well in the lanes. And meanwhile, top, in July, Hex, are they going for this? They're braining in AUI as well. Fear gets the Frost Arrows flowing, and in July going to take a heavy chunk of damage. He will end up going down.
Wow, that was really close. That was the point where you wish you had more points in Kraken. 1 point there. Not gonna save his life, and yeah, bottom lane Puck still getting a lot of CS, a lot of farm, a lot of levels because morphing. A short hand.
Because Morphling.
Yeah, because morphing in the lane as a support doesn't do jack.
They are starting to move the Lycan into the jungle a little bit for LGD, and do you think that he fully transitions now? Do you give mid to one of these supports?
You give mid to the morphing basically.
Well, they're sending Tide. Maybe not. In July now going to the topper, and or maybe just to farm the Ancients. No, he's too early for that. Only level 4.
Everyone needs so much space on LGD. How are they gonna come up with the space? It's always gonna be the question. It's difficult for them. They need to hang on. Probably they need to sacrifice a lot of structures, a lot of objectives. Let EG take Roshan when they want to, and hopefully use the time that EG is doing, taking towers, taking Roshan to get their levels and farm up on their heroes. They definitely can play from behind. It's not an issue for their heroes. It's just that how much are they going to give up for them to get what they want?
Yeah, the worst thing you could do is try to take those fights when you're too weak, and then you give them Roche and towers and a bunch of kills. Sylar mid lane, though, caught out. He's impaled. They start chasing forward. Puck trying to get in range as well. Universe with an extremely long-looking orb, but the Tornado not enough to get the kill. Sylar bottling up in the tree line. EG with a huge investment here mid and unable to walk away with the kill. That's a big escape for him. That's a lot of wasted time for EG.
Yeah, it's going to go back to the jungle and give the lane to the Morphling, and Morphling's going to wave it.
They're going in mid, it looks like. Jumping onto Sumail, but they just don't have the firepower. Now MMY's in a bit of danger. They turn on him, EMP drop, but he doesn't really have any mana to burn, and he'll end up falling.
Oh,
Wow.
that was really
ambitious.
Yeah, that was exactly I was going to say. That was really ambitious. Try to take down the Invoker. They were hoping they did enough damage, and it was just a level 2 Soul Assumption though. So it was... I don't know, I didn't feel they had enough firepower to get the kill.
You know, what also hurts LGD is that early point in Gush, it's going to delay the Ancients for Tidehunter a bit, so it slows down his ability to transition fully into the woods, and it means that he's going to require this top lane a little bit longer, which is where EG can potentially look to punish him. Looks like they may be
Bottom lane as
going
well.
on the Morph lane. They try, but it's just very... I don't know. It just doesn't feel like he's had that impact on the laning stage that you're searching for.
And here comes the Wolves. They're gonna scout the Skyrath. Skyrath should be an easy kill. Yeah, here comes the Adaptive Strike and everything hitting on you. But just level 2.
AI gonna go down. Nice pick off there for LGD. Goes the way of Sylar. And meanwhile, mid, Faith under heavy harassment as Sumail will dive in mid lane. The Cold Snap proccing. He collects the kill, and this puts Oblivion Staff #1 into his pockets, essentially. Just needs a little bit more gold to buy that quarterstaff. He's on a hot pace for a very timely Orchid.
Double damage.
He needs to do a lot with it as well. Being the Quaspex Invoker, you don't have the luxury of Exalt Invoker. You farm a lot more with the Midas, you scale a lot better. Quaspex Invoker doesn't scale as well, so he needs to get a lot of work done with the Orchid. He really needs to. And it's gonna be about time where EG can do Roche fairly soon.
And LGD they do have the Wolves. That's the one big thing here, is they can look to scout the Roshan, so the EG will have to be careful and disciplined about. You imagine a Wolf sniping the Aegis, or God forbid the Roche kill, and that can really take the wind out of EG's sails. Familiar's not online yet, though.
Yeah, and Yao is saving up a lot of cash though. He
Huh.
has
What is this?
2k gold.
Midas? Blink? I don't know about the naked blink rush on Troll. Okay.
Alright, gets the face boots.
Yeah, I guess deliberating what the item here should be. Goes with a pretty standard safe one.
Yeah, he actually has quite a good number of last hits considering how the start went for him in the lane. It was so rough with the morphing support and the Skyruff and Puck. But I guess as soon as the Skyruff was like TPing top to actually help out Fear, the pressure was like relieved and he got a lot of farm in the lane as well.
Speaking of Fear, are we going to see a Mask of Madness here? Do you think?
Yeah, I think that build is probably one of the best on draw at the moment. Double Rift Band or triple Rift Band with Mask of Madness with the Yasha.
Okay, not going to commit to it yet. Just a casual Mask of Death, it looks like.
Yeah, they're
Or
just
Morbid
gonna
Mask.
try and get more damage on him and just go rush and make sure that they use as little time as possible to get the rush done.
Vlad's is complete on your Lycan. To be fair, the Radiant also have very good rush potential, but map control more of an issue for them. Actually, Lycan moving down towards the bottom rune. I guess just taking the rune on top lane. A big clash breaking out. There will be an engagement here. Faith the first to fall. Now the trade comes. They managed to bring down Universe, gushing and chasing forward. This is where that support lane can shine when you're on the run. You can't run from this guy easily. Yao swinging forward. They get off a great gust on 3, and now Fear turns to try and re-engage. They already used the Ravage. They got to get out of here quickly. LGD try to TP the hell away. Is there an Impale? No, but he has a Hex, and he will catch in July on the retreat out. MMY into the tree line. I'll make it out safely. The Troll gets sniped on the back foot as he tries to avoid the flanking maneuver, but Sumail just there a bit too quick. And now it'll be up to the Lycan to try and push in mid and make something out of this mess.
Morphing survives. That's all that matters. He's gonna get his level soon. Level 7 soon. Oh, they're gonna do a lot of damage in the tier 1 middle, but that's about it. They used the expanded Ravage, got just a kill. They got 1 kill. Or did they even get a kill? No. Yeah, they didn't even get a kill. They got only the initial kill on the Puck. That's about it, and they chase. Because
that gust really messed them up. If the gust didn't come through, they get at least 2 kills.
I thought he could have adaptive strike the Lion on the Skyruff.
Sumail getting jump mid lane, but he's just gonna ghost walk. And LGD, it's their turn to invest a lot and get nothing in exchange. And they'll be forced back.
This morphing is getting wrecked by EMP and the lack of mana.
It's a really good Quaswex Invoker game. Not just for the morphling, the Tidehunter mana pool very limited, and potentially Lycan someone that can struggle with that, although generally he's going to get off his shapeshift first.
This pace of the game is currently at the moment really good for LGD if everything stays intact, no one's taking big objectives, and Roche is still up for the draw. He has his Mask of Madness completed now. Yasha soon to be completed.
Yeah, you can tell EG are prepping for it. He's just going to walk into the pit. They did drop a sentry, and they drop an extra sentry, just making sure the Wolves aren't up to any tricks. Speaking of the Wolves, Lycan is walking down towards this bottom rune right now. Is he going to walk towards the pit? Is he going to scout it?
The
Familiars are coming, and they will be pushed back by Universe. But you see the Puck just chilling near the rune after the rune spawn. You start to get a bit suspicious. I don't know if it's quick enough, though. They have no Tide Blink. They have no one easy way into the pit, and it doesn't look like LGD are going to contest this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the nature of the heroes. EG is going to get the rush very easily, and LGD is just going to be hoping that they get a good trade from it. Levels, and yeah, morphing is going to be level 6 soon. Getting to that level 7 would be really nice for him. He's 100 gold away from his soul ring, which is the biggest thing he needs right now.
They're trying to get there. They currently trail by about 5,000 gold at 13 minutes and, well, 5,000 experience as well. It's more or less your textbook Drow Ranger game. You have this kind of start. Plan is to snowball it from there. Sumail begins to make his move. He's already got an Orchid. Oh my, this is a very fat Invoker.
I wonder if he can actually get this kill though. Kraken will remove the Orchid and
he has Ravage too.
Yeah.
That's not the hero he really wants. And they're using the Troll ult. This is the thing for LGD is they push very fast in their own right. Mid lane they wrap around in Faith. Looks like he'll get caught out here. The Orchid deployed and orb forward, an easy takedown. Going the way of Sumail for the last hit. But tier 1 bottom, it looks like it'll fall as an exchange.
They're gonna send the Puck down here, but looks like it's gonna go down to the Familiars.
Oh, they want to fight this one a bit. The adaptive strike chucked out. Sylar trying to morph, and he gets it off in the nick of time, but then stunned. He'll end up falling regardless. His headless corpse hits the deck a bit late as Universe pursues. MMY on the run. Does throw out an adaptive. Doesn't have mana for a waveform, though, as he's trapped behind the tower. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. He'll end up scattering and falling as well. 2 heroes down. It just seems like LGD are beginning to hemorrhage kills all over the place.
He got his soaring in the end, so he didn't lose any gold. But
You are not sounding that optimistic, though.
yeah, it's getting really bad now. This is what I worry will
Top
happen.
lane, our Tidehunter being chased, it looks like, being run down by Sumail, and unwinds with the tornado, ends up getting the kill. Oh, this Exorbitant, this Wex Invoker really starting to come online. This is scary. Almost has the max Wex already.
How many towers are they gonna get from now, EG? This is the main
All your
question.
tier 1s, you kiss goodbye to those, I think, if you're LGD. Are they even close to a blink on the Tidehunter?
No, he's nowhere near. It's like 900 gold with arcane boots. That's about it.
Jeez. Like, how do they defend a tower without Tide Blink? I just don't see how they do it.
They need to just find trade-offs, like get farm on every hero, give away the towers, try their best to defend the high ground. That's their best hope right now. All the outer towers are basically just birthday presents for EG to collect at this point.
You try and get a bit of a refund in terms of other objectives, but I don't know if EG are going to give up any freebies. It doesn't look like they are going to just force towers too much. They keep the top lane pushed out right now with the Invoker of Sumail, and the graph begins to get a bit ridiculous. 8k plus gold lead, close to a 10k plus experience lead. EG prepping for a very aggressive assault on this LGD mid-tier 1. And maybe they smoke first. They continue to hang out. 4 heroes there. Just going back to Roshan in just about 2 minutes. CG really biding their time. Looks like the courier inbound, and they're just going to farm up the ancient stacks.
Yeah, Morphing still needs to reach that crucial level 7. He's still not there yet. He's gonna get it soon. He needs one more wave of creeps here. And EG's gonna take the middle tier 1. I don't think there's anything LGD can do to defend. Oh, they're gonna try and defend with the Ravage, but Morphing is still not at the crucial level 7 yet.
Oh, look who it is. Sumail, he's caught out Faith. Throws out the silence. Faith getting cold snapped, and oh!
Yeah, he's dead.
There you go. Soulburn gonna bring him down. And now they look to push. They get the quick pick with the Invoker. Very difficult for LGD to fight. They even might lose their Troll as PPD goes in, stuns him. The follow-up silences, then forward. Ravage comes out, but it's right as a beautiful coil tornado combination comes forth. And where is the damage now for LGD? Sylar unable to even pop his ultimate or get involved. 4 fall. And EG, this freight train appears to have no brakes. They just keep on pushing in. They're going to look for a tier 2 mid, and they should be taking it.
This is looking really bad already for them. And I like what PPD was doing in the fight as well. He, after dropping the spells, immediately mana drained the Morphing. Dude, that's like the last thing you want happen to you as a support Morphling.
It's... the support Morphling experiment just doesn't seem
And
like it was the right game for it.
It's not an experiment. I mean, they knew the potential of it. It's just...
This just doesn't seem like the right game for it.
It's just a difficult game for it. You have to be able to get away from the early game. That's the most crucial thing. But they got punished so hard in the early game.
Yeah, there weren't any lanes they could really dominate, right? And like the other support, the Visage, also needs levels and farm.
And the way they lane it as well didn't help their cause, to be honest. Laning the Lycan middle and throw Morphing safe lane, Visage and Tide top, but the top lane actually netted them the first blood.
Faith getting trapped out, tornado coming through. Morphling will get off that adaptive strike as he waves over the top. Maybe they can kill Sumail. This would be a big one, but oh no, he's already force-staffed himself backwards, continues to retreat. Sylar running at him real hard. He gets the crit, gets the kill. That's a big streak to end. Although while it's happening, Fear gets the tower, but they look for more. Another 4.25 second stun from MMY. They might even get a PPD kill. It's going to be close. The Troll slow coming out. The Wolves pecking away at him, and they resummon them. They might even get the Lion as well. They get 2. But the tower top lane, 1 has gone down. Now the coil from Universe. They've chased a bridge too far as Yao is also going to drop, and EG make up for it. And oh, by the way, Drow applying a lot of pressure onto that northern lane. But still, you do see the potential.
Yeah,
if the lanes went a bit better, you just stun a hero, Lycan's going to kill them. There's nothing you can do about it.
It's just really disgusting when you are actually going to get a good start, or at least a semi-decent start.
It's a Beastmaster Roar with a 10-second cooldown, basically.
Dude,
even stronger.
Better than the
Yeah.
Beastmaster Roar.
Well, it doesn't go through BK.
Well, it's 10-second CD and longer the range. I guess that makes
Yeah,
up for
you
it.
just you wait 10. You throw the stun on someone else.
But are
wait
you are you gonna pop your BKB just for that 10-second CD adaptive strike?
No. It's more if you already have it up.
Yeah, it's just. Oh boy! But you can tell the potential is there with the wolves and the visage familiars and the howl battle trends. It's the adaptive strike is a really good tool here.
I have to say, WinteR, just looking at the way EG is playing right now, Sumail is offering something very different to this team compared to what Arteezy did.
Yeah, he's like
This guy it feels a lot like kind of a Shao 8 type player, maybe a little bit flashier
Yeah,
and
that's
more of a
why
playmaker,
You
but
could see the adjustments they made, which
they've
is
they've started drafting and
Yeah.
playing very well around him.
and Fear is playing the more Arteezy role right now.
But Sumail's making plays, man. They're setting him up for success with the drafts on the lanes, but he's delivering from there.
Oh, they're gonna find the Invoker. Do they have the dust?
They do. They get off the gush. Now the long duration stun. They will blow up Sumail. LGD not 100% out of this as Universe will arrive, though, and Fear trying to go to work. Yeah, with the quick TP out. Gus not going to cancel. That'll make it back to the well. In July also in need of a way out, but he gets hexed, and he will end up falling. The rest of the team trying to scatter to the south as Fear's in pursuit, blinking forward. The shotgun thrown out, although it's more of just a stone-cold punch and pushes him back quite a bit. MMY continue to retreat. It looks like he'll live. Wolves coming in. They're going to try and disable the blink here. He blinks to the south, not the direction he
He's gonna
needs.
soaring and escape here. In the Chinese cast they call this. They're giving you punishment to stand still because of how good the stun is.
What's the?
It's a punishment like in your schooling days, like your lecturer or your teacher would just ask you to stand if you make a mistake or you make the teacher mad. It's like in the Asian culture, the teacher would ask you to be punished for standing at the side. So basically they would refer it to the morphing stun in a way because it's a long stun.
Okay, I learned something new today. Is there like a certain phrase for it or?
Fadsan.
Fadsan.
Fadsan, yeah.
Fadsan.
Gold for me.
That's very interesting. All right. Well, LGD are currently they're hoping to put EG in a static position, but it doesn't really seem like it's happening too often.
They need to get multiple pickoffs like the one they had before. Adaptive strike and just one kill and just back off, and adaptive strike another kill and back off.
Are they going for another deep smoke? It looks like it. LGD.
Oh, the ward actually I think saw it.
The
by
ping
end.
came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either saw it or saw all the heroes grouping up right before they spoke. Either way, EG definitely
Yeah.
seemed to know, and they're
Roche-
setting a trap.
Roche is up and the wolves actually scouted the Roche as well. So.
EG spoke just before the Wolves breach the high ground, but they will be slowed by the Ghost Walk, so they know.
They're gonna put a sentry, adaptive strike ready.
Oh, who's going to get the jump here? LGD walk into the pit. This could be huge for them. They now use that troll ultimate. The Wolf's going to die.
Whoa, this is huge.
This could be so big for LGD. Is it the beginning of a comeback? The orb comes in. Puck gonna get eyes on them. Roche dropping dangerously low. They gotta go now. Aegis, it's on the ground. Someone needs to grab it. The Lycan will claim it. Now Universe in trouble. Ravage coming out. He will almost fall here. He just barely manages to retreat. Everybody on just slivers of HP. Sumail trapped on the high ground,
Oh my
stunned for
God.
an hour and a day. Now he heads to the from the north. Is he going to try to go on MMY? He manages to get the kill with the tornado, but it cost him his life. A 1-for-2 exchange. LGD getting that Aegis as well. They're not out of this, WinteR.
Oh my god, that was such a huge ravage, and the morphing there.
So
That
many
stun.
little just idiosyncrasies. They see the wolf slowed by Ghosthawk, so they drop a sentry, and they know EG's just sitting there waiting for them to walk up the hill. So they say, you know what? They're not going to walk into Roche. They want to see us move first. Let's just sneak Roche right now. Great
Wow.
pickoff here by PPD,
That
though.
was
He
just-
blinks in, instant Mystic Flare. He dropped it even before the stun came out, and now LGD perhaps have overextended. Looks like In July may go down. He walks back in, accepting his fate. As PPD lunges forward, Sylar.
No TP, oh
Oh
dear.
no.
Oh dear.
He's going to try to ring around the rose here. He does buy it. They're actually busy chasing Faith. Impale coming out from PPD. Sylar, does he have the ultimate cooling down soon? He's just going to walk right onto Fear. Faith's starting to get pounded right now, but they are fighting with supportive familiars. And now it's EG who need to run. There's your adaptive strike. Bringing down one AUI also on the run. Sylar, does he have that ulti? How close is he? He's going to back off. Just now cooling down. Universe chasing desperately for kills, but it feels like one bad fight. Like that fight's one thing, but one more bad fight from EG and LGD are going to be right back in this game.
The skills are tipping to the other direction now. They are starting to feel the heat.
The support lane is really doing
Just
work.
look at the support morphing. Just one adaptive.
Every
strike.
time he adaptives, that hero just is dead. There's no escaping.
Man, that's why I said if you get a good start on this, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
This is with a terrible start. This is a awful start. And he's still got 8 assists.
Yeah, he just provides so much. Like, the stun is just too good. I don't know how to describe it. No better word to describe it. It's just too good.
Too good.
Yeah, it's man, 900.
They
range.
have vision here in the dire jungle on the Invoker, I believe. They at least were painting out where that ward is. They do see Sumail, but they're heading the other direction. LGD not gonna engage. They want to pick these easy, clean fights.
This is dangerous times for EG. They're just gonna back down the tower, maybe if they want to. They have Ravage, just more than enough protection for that. Battle Trance plus the Wolves. Oh dear, this is just so disgusting right now. The Lycan plus the Troll is really strong together.
Yeah, they don't even have that big of items. Sylar does have Necro 3, but outside of that, there's little.
Look at the gold graph. It's like 5,000 gold cutback after that fight.
EG are using this time to try to get some aggressive wards up, but you could tell by the reaction they've had that they know 1 or 2 bad fights, and LGD might even be the leaders moving forward. Universe going to get scouted out here by the replicate. They stun him once, twice. Are we going to have a little shotgun to the face? He phase shifts
my
and
God.
now blinks out.
That was close.
But chasing his MMY. That might be a bit too far to chase.
That was really close. He got zapped. He's done.
Radiant structures
Yeah,
are
that gives
fortified.
Tide more than enough time to come in for a Ravage Troll to just go to work. And EG, it looks like they may begin to rat here a bit more as they take down this tier 1 bottom.
Has fallen.
But they're not cruising for these big fights the way they once were.
No, they're really worried now. You could tell. They need probably a BKB on the draw soon, or even in the Invoker. Invoker's gonna get another pick off at top. Faith again. Getting caught up by the Invoker is just no escape for him.
Sumail has been making a lot of plays. 9 3 and 3s. Most of these have been solo kills as well. But is it going to be good enough? End of the day, he's a Quaswex Invoker.
Yeah, he's like in the fights, he's gonna do nothing. One adaptive strike and he's just gone.
And that EMP Tornado, as great as it is, once multiple BKBs come out for LGD, it's quite useless. And they already have the one on Yao. Sylar could basically buy one now if he wanted to.
Is under attack.
Well, looks like we may have a clash. Orb comes in, they try to slow. In the meantime, the Invoker split pushing top, but EG just waiting for the opportunity to leap in. Do they really want to go onto LGD here? MMY's just sitting back. If the Universe comes in, he's getting blasted straight in the nostrils.
Dire's
He
middle
won't.
tower has
And they
fallen.
split push top instead. Sumail working. But it's not particularly quick. Meanwhile, AUI trying to split pushes that poor Skywrath mage. Doing what damage he can. Tier 2 exchange there. But it really feels like any kind of trade is a win for LGD right now.
Yeah, the lineup gets exponentially stronger by the minute. And guess what? Morphing is 600 go away from Blink.
It's a late blink, but all he needs is the blink.
Blink, Soaring, Tranquils, that's all he needs. It's a monster.
And the thing is, Fear, he's gotten a butterfly, sure, but Mask of Madness, no BKB. You get jumped, unless you have some serious RNG with the evasion. By the Blink Morphling, I don't see him living for that 4.25 seconds, WinteR.
Yeah.
And Lycan has a BKB, so you have...
He
Like,
has
the
no
only way to
BKB.
control him would be a Puck Ags Coil, but they don't have that. Universe has gone for Yules.
The Lycan is just gonna...
Oh, the Wolves.
gonna
Can
kill-
they snipe Captain Bamboo? No.
the Wolves are just... The Lycan's just gonna kill the draw, like, in one adaptive strike. Like, I don't think the Butterfly will actually help. It's just gonna be an easy kill once you get hit by the adaptive strike. I just feel... Without the need of... without the defensive supports, they can't protect anyone.
Yeah, there's no swap here. They don't have some super reliable teamfight controller to keep them off, but here we go. Sylar gonna get jumped by a quick coil. He BKBs, and then he runs backwards, but the rest of his team is going in. There's your Adaptive Strike on a Fear. He tries to Manta. Ravage is going to fall. No, they're losing the Drow Ranger, and this is starting to fall apart. Sumail desperately trying to scramble and looks to retreat. They continue pursuit, though. Sylar running onto him and going to start munching into him as well. In the meantime, the Lion of PPD is running rings around the Radiant base as he tries to run, but Morphling's hunting him. He blinks up to the high ground, and it looks like he'll barely escape. But again, EG thwarted in their efforts to get some additional objectives, and it really is starting to feel like LGD are turning this game around. They're barreling down mid now. There's no buyback on Drow. There's no buyback on Invoker. They have 30 minutes to push for Rax, and it's troll-like it. In good news for EG, there's no Necro 3.
Troll plus Lycan takes 30 seconds to kill your stuff.
Yeah, they are quick and efficient building demolishers. They've got the battle trance online, and away we go. LGD, there's no glyph. This looks like it's a clean lane of Rax, and they try to split push with a Skyrath mage, but unfortunately for AUI, it's just not going to be fast enough. The range Rax about to fall. The melee Rax in danger. LGD starting to claw their way back into DAC here, perhaps. They'll bring down the melee, then they stun PPD for ages, but they don't try to overextend. They immediately retreat out. Morphling caught, maybe ends up going down here. If they just want to leave him, though, that's a pretty acceptable loss.
By the blink. Oh, he didn't get the blink.
He didn't get it in time. But they lose just the support Morphling. Their tier 3 bottom takes some damage, but it's not dead. As long as nobody else dies, that's well worth it. Universe wants another kill, but no coil. Very difficult to find one.
Oh, that is just minimal casualties. That was really good for LGD.
I'm starting to believe WinteR, the support lane, gets that one stun on the Drow, and the Drow just dies.
It's just like when you don't have... Oh, they're going to catch out Yao here. But it's still going to be the same issue in team fights. Whoever gets Adaptive Strike is just going to die straight away. And if it's the Drow, you're basically... You lose all your damage.
That's the thing. If this was like, if they had a lineup where they have multiple independent carries, it wouldn't be nearly as scary. But when you have one hero that the entire lineup is built around, it can fall apart. Now, Troll is dead for 40 seconds. He does have buyback here.
I don't think
Yao may have to use it.
He probably doesn't need it. They can't push that far.
There is a Ravage online, though. It's taken long enough to cool down. EG, they know this isn't the time to try and go for a trade.
Man, I can feel the desperation of the Morphling to get the blink. He's almost there. Almost.
He just needs one creep. Give me that creep at once.
Okay.
Oh, he's got it now. It's not like he's even had trouble getting up in their grill in fights. But with this, MMY, he may chase down one or two extra heroes because of it.
No, it's a big difference. Just watch the next fight. He's going to be able to blink and adaptive the Drow right away, and they're going to win the fight.
Do you think Fear needs to... I guess he needs to go BKB now.
Like, that's nothing, because they don't have any way of saving him.
That butterfly really doesn't feel like it's done a thing.
It gives a lot of aura, a lot of damage.
It does, but he's never going to be allowed to just sit back against this lineup.
Yeah, it's Ravage. You know, Ravage, Familiars, and Soul Assumption, you're just disappearing from the face of the earth in 1 second.
It's definitely a good butterfly game. Like, LGD have a lot of physical damage. It's great on Drow in general.
Yeah, but how about Soul Assumption?
But
Soul Assumption, Tide Ravage, Gush.
But it just feels like BKB is more important than butterfly right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. This push, man, how are they going to stop this push? EG are still in the lead in that one, but it doesn't, it doesn't matter anymore.
Well, they're in the lead in terms of net worth. 8,000, 10,000 experience. It's still a decent lead, but it's a Drow-centered lineup. This hero, generally, you look to win the game by around this point, 30 to 35 minutes, if not a bit sooner.
Yeah, this is just like, this game is at the point where LGD is already fully taken control of the game. Like, it's really hard to tell from the score, from the net worth, but it's just LGD's game right now. Every single department, they're stronger. They have 5 core heroes. You can even say that. They have 5.
Sure.
They have 5 core heroes.
And they're all getting some item. I mean, MMY is pretty damn far.
It feels like you go into a pub match and no one picks a support hero.
Well, at least MMY and Faith are trying. But yeah, it's not your. These heroes want their farm. That is the one issue for LGD.
Yeah, but they got there, and look at how strong it is. It's ridiculous. Like, it's not even a game where... This is not even a good example of how strong the Morphling can be. It's more or less the Ravage were really good. They have a lot of damage from the Visage, and enemy team doesn't have BKB, it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah,
And
but
that-
you just see that seed of potential.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential with this.
And they want to try and take Roshan. Sunstrike's going to come out. Sumail is the only hero really in position to contest. He throws out a tornado, stalling, but Rosh already down. Aegis claimed. Nobody picking it up just yet. And now the troll says, all right, I'll take it.
How many buybacks does EG need to actually win the fight? That's the question I'm asking myself right now.
How many buybacks do they have? Looking at the chart right now, they've got 4. But they are up against the Aegis.
Radiant's
In
top tower is
Volker,
under attack.
Drow, and Skyrock, Puck as well.
I mean, like you said, Winter, you can really sense the desperation when your Lion and Skyrath are frantically trying to split push.
Because you know you can't fight at
But
all.
these heroes, they can't rat. Even with the Drow aura, there's just no way.
I'm trying to figure out what is EG's plan to actually win the fight. Oh, LGD is like,
They're
Here we
painting
go.
out mid. They want to
they're
just
gonna
jump EG
they're
up
gonna
on the
scout
high
with the
ground.
wolves and adaptive strike somebody.
Did they lose their... Oh, no, they still have the gem.
Here we go.
But
here we
that
go.
doesn't matter. Blink Ravage comes out. Nice blink away by Fear, though, or Universe, rather. He's able to survive. Still Fear getting chomped on. Lycan chasing forward. No, Sylar decides to back off. They're not that happy with the initiation. Well, or are they? Now they're going back in. Mystic Flare coming out. Sylar taking a lot of damage now. This is not really a great fight by LGD, but Sylar's going to survive for a while. Now begins to retreat out. Yao dropping low. Will be finished off, but he's the Aegis carry. He's coming back, and he's got a round 2 left in him. EG still standing strong, though. They're holding on to their Drow Ranger for now. They begin to really control and lay into LGD. Yao gonna fall. That's 3 dead. Make it 4. A really aggressive jump in from LGD, and it cost them heavily.
Yeah, that was like not the jump I expected from them. I was thinking they might actually want to start with the morphing, get someone stunned.
Oh,
And
it was Fear with the blink, actually. I got confused. I thought it was the puck, but
Yeah, they managed to dodge the Ravage like
it hit one.
only
I
one,
believe.
so it was just they needed a better Ravage, and
Those old man reflexes, Winter. He's still got it. But that's important. That Ravage hits him, then
I mean
he
it
dies.
was like even expected, you know, like
Yeah.
you know the enemy has a sentry there. They
You
just
see the wolves.
they killed the
yeah.
wolves, you know, and you're like, alright, let's go. We are still gonna do it.
I think LGD, yeah, a little bit overconfident. They are going to be up in 20 seconds. They have Glyph. Maybe they lose.
Radiant's middle tower
Well, they definitely lose the tier 3, but if
Radiant
they wanted to, they
structures
could
are
buy back on the Lycan. Now, really would rather have the 2 lives, but it may cost them 2 tier 3s,
Yeah.
perhaps
BKB on Fear as well now.
2 melee racks.
BKB on Fear. This is huge.
Now they try going with the initial stun, but they have no Ravage. They're going to lose a melee Rex top lane, it looks like, and potentially mid lane as well. That's one lane of Rex. Opened, breached, and brought low. The second lane not yet taken,
Radiant's
but it's
Oh,
very
the
close
melee
to
Rex.
falling. It's going to go down in the end. LGD,
middle tower.
one aggressive gamble up the hill. And what looked like a game that they had just wrested away from EG plummets back the other way in EG's favor. Oh my,
They're
what a
trying-
turn.
They're trying to keep the night interesting.
Invisibility.
Stressful.
Now there's a BKB on a draw, so this changes the face of the game a lot with the BKB.
They do not have great solutions for that yet. There's no MKB on Lycan. They don't have a Basher. They don't have a Hex. They really don't have solutions for her yet.
They have something. They have the adaptive strike.
It is pretty instant. You got it off maybe before she BKBs?
Yeah, it's no risk. You blink in, you don't get the adaptive strike. He
You just
BKBs,
replicate out,
You
yeah.
replicate out.
Or
you
waveform
out.
out, yeah.
It's just like something that requires you
Money changes.
no risk. It's just a free try, a free attempt to stun him.
But in July does have a refresher. So this opens up some possibilities. PPD is on a bit of a
Adventure.
PPD's salty journeys through LGD territory.
Didn't he make a video about his like a pub entry about talking about his matchmaking stuff?
Yes.
He ma-
PPD's pub adventures. Fantastic video. All right, so they're trying to find solutions for this adaptive winter.
there,
The
that's
Lincoln
the
Sphere.
solution. Lincoln's.
Well, I guess all that split pushing on Skyrath has finally started to pay off. The hour grows late for these teams. It's been a long day there in China as it's now past midnight. They're burning that midnight oil, moving on. EG looking to stay undefeated. LGD looking to stave off a 1-3 start and improve to 2-2. This is a big match for them, especially after that first lane of Rax taken. It would be very irritating and heartbreaking in some ways if they ended up throwing it away. But EG have wrested control back a bit. They now have the Rax advantage. Now
And the
LGD?
BKB on draw. That is the most important thing. The fear BKB. He's gonna be able to do a lot now in the fights. Avoiding the Ravage and avoiding the adaptive strike as well.
Double damage.
Oh dear, this is looking suddenly into a game where it's getting a lot interesting. Both sides have a lot of tools to actually win the match, and PPD is gonna drop a lot of wards in near the enemy base. He's gonna drop one in the tier 2.
Well, they're setting up here. They might try to go on the Lycan. This could be bad for Sylar. If they get off this Blink Hex, he's in danger. And, Blink is PPD, but he doesn't Hex him quickly enough. Now Sylar gonna BKB, run the other way. He 4-steps once, that's not enough. Second 4-step gets him up the hill. Now he retreats. 4-step to BKB probably goes down here. Familiars chasing him from all sides. PPD, well, the lone hero to pay. He had a second there to Hex him, but just wasn't quite quick enough.
There were too many stuff on the Lycan. Probably should have just impaled him. Like there were a lot of units there, so
Yeah, it was a bit of a traffic jam.
it wasn't an easy right click on the voodoo.
The voodoo.
The voodoo. And here comes the train, the LGD train.
Are they doing this? Just straight down mid? They have the AC now, but there's no Necro book. There's no BKB for 25. Is this really the time to go for it?
Looks like it.
Maybe trying to force out this buyback, although, to be fair, it's only a Lion.
They're probably gonna move bottom directly. I'm not sure about the throne though. Throne seems a bit too ambitious.
Just a little bit. Well, at this rate, it does not look like the support lane is going to become a carry WinteR. I will say that much. This is a support lane until the end of his days.
Roshan is going to be respawning soon.
Regeneration.
Well, this is going to be a very tense ending to this game.
40 minutes in. It's the final game of the day for these two teams. They've had a grindy day one, some technical issues. It was cold. LGD lost some games, e.g. It's their first really big LAN with the new roster. And they're all Sumail. He auto-attacks the illusion while they're smoked. A big mistake. Doesn't cost him his life, but it looked like they might have been able to get the jump on LGD. And now it's LGD's turn to step on out from that bottom lane, looking to get aggressive. Land jitters? Just a little overexcited, perhaps. Hard to say, but the smoke gank over.
Yeah, I mean, it's still nothing lost. It's fine. It's fine. EG, they're still in pretty good shape for this.
Are you an EG fan, WinteR?
I'm bleeding.
Are you bleeding blue?
bleeding blue right now? I'm gonna just take on the EG jacket soon.
Okay. Well, just make sure you get paid properly for it. And then more Lincoln's starting to come out. Uh-oh. I guess the question is, how much are they really going to rely on that that stun? Do they need to hit a good one to win these fights?
I think at the moment the Ravage is actually the biggest tool they have.
Right, and they've got two of them.
The adaptive strike, I feel it doesn't. It's not very useful right now with the multiple Lincolns and stuff. And if you notice, Aoi has been focusing his silence, his seal on the morphing all the time in the fights.
The Wolves are scouting out EG, who now get some reconnaissance towards the Roshan pit, but they go in. They get off their adaptive on AUI to start. Now the fight begins to break out. Tornado clipping on 2. Yao gonna BKB as Sumail begins to run. Sylar also BKBing and morphing. Ninja goes in with the Ravage, catches AUI as well as Universe. Not the best heroes to catch though. Sumail being pursued by Sylar. Need to start finishing heroes off. That Lycan all about to end. They finally get the Invoker kill in exchange for the Morphling. Tidehunter gonna end up dropping here, or at least dropping low. Barely able to TP on out, but Fear has been left unchecked. He'll bring down Faith. And now it's a pack of summons that chase AUI back towards the well. A very chaotic fight, but in the end, a Ravage blown. Invoker having buyback, not even needing to use it. They just couldn't find Fear, and that made all the difference.
That Ravage was really underwhelming, even though he got 3 heroes, but they couldn't finish anyone off.
The position those heroes were in, like they were both on either side of the hill, so there was just like no way to really go on them after that.
Yeah, it was, and the Lycan wasn't near the vicinity of the Ravage as well, so he couldn't deal damage. And I didn't see what happened to the troll.
What did PPD? What did he get denied there?
I'm not sure.
Looked like the wolves were killing something.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, but they got,
Anyway, he salvages Fear's blink. Nicely done.
they got everything now. Aegis, cheese, and yeah.
Well, what are your thoughts, WinteR, at this point? Can LGD turn this around, or have they thrown away the comeback?
The support link is already destroyed by Curtis Ling, I have to say. It's gone.
He's the real lane.
Yeah, the seal. He just seals him every fight. And, you know, that's nothing he can do about it. It's just, he doesn't have enough gold to actually purchase a new scepter, which would be the solution in most cases. But
Yeah.
yeah,
How does he have negative armor?
why does he have negative armor? What is
I
going
think Dota's drunk.
on? Why does he have -1 armor? Oh.
Ice Shard, please.
Look, what?
I don't know.
What is this?
You tell me, dude. You're the support lane master.
I don't play support lane, I play off lane morphing. What?
All right, LGD. They're gonna have to defend the high ground here. EG placing a ward. They're starting to get aggressive, and I do want to point out now Fear essentially, well, not quite 6-slotted, but very close. He's picked up the Eye of Scotty, and EG begin to push in. They're gonna try to siege the base here a bit, and they've got the Aegis to work with on the old man. Sumail backing him up. He's got a cheese, and they begin to peck away. They only need the one more lane of racks, at which point there's just a mid lane. Something they should be able to snipe eventually. They'll bring down the tier 3 EG. It looked like they might have let this game slip away, but now it's in their hands. It's in their court, and they're pushing up. Fear walks up the hill, and immediately PPD goes in. Now your Tidehunter jumps in, but he jumps into a gust. He'll get off the Ravage, but not before Fear will BKB. The quick reaction spell the doom of the title. Buyback instantly. Fear is on the run, but can they kill him in time? There's no MKB. In fact, Sylar gets scared. He backs off. Now he wants to go back in. They gush Fear. They'll bring him now once. He's coming back a second time. The rest of EG hanging strong, hanging tough in the fight. They have another Ravage, though. Force Staff, Ravage, perfectly timed, but can they kill off the old man? He gusts them back. He's trying to stay at distance. He's stunned for ages, but the rest of the team's doing the work. They don't even need his damage anymore, it seems. It's 4 dead. Buybacks and diebacks galore as they continue upwards. Pushing now in, straight for the throne, perhaps? No, they get the mega creeps as the GGs come out. LGD, they had this game in the palm of their hand, and they got confident, overzealous, and they let it slip away.
Here you can tell. Not
One bad fight, that's all it took.
only one person said GG from LGD. Oh well.
Well, I suppose it's fitting that the Salt Master has gotten his opponents to be a little saline.
I got overexcited about the morphing working out. I thought it would actually work out, but to be honest, even the earlier fights they won because of the big Ravages, it wasn't at the point where you could see how broken. I mean, you couldn't see how broken the spell could be. Maybe next time.
You definitely
Tomorrow.
see the potential,
Yeah,
that's for
maybe
sure.
tomorrow.
And EG adapted well to that. Like getting the Linked Spheres in the middle of the game and Fear going back for the BKB. It was a
Yeah.
bit late, but he got the 1 second chance, and they built the right items from there.
Yeah, it just shows that, you know, if you don't have defensive supports against the morphing with this sort of playstyle, it could be really dangerous. It really could have been really dangerous for them.
LGD now dropping to 1-3. That is a rough day one. And with that,
Mr.
Godzilla is back.
Mr. Parker,
Hello.
support morphing.
It showed some promise, you know. Maybe work out the kinks a little bit, but could see it working. But 2 teams end day 1 undefeated. EG, Secret, and EG, I gotta say, looking both those teams looking very good. Convincing with their drafts, their play. Just
Yeah,
they seem to
definitely.
have figured out and prepared very well for this tournament.
It's like they were ahead of everyone, understanding on how
Yeah.
the team would play really well with the current meta phase, and you could look at EG's drafts. They
They
were
mixed
not.
it up.
They
Yeah.
were not even prioritizing getting, like, everyone's like troll X. I'm gonna get troll. I'm gonna get X. I'm gonna get Juggernaut. Look at
like
they don't even care.
Lycan,
Lycan,
Lone
Drow,
Druid.
yeah.
It's, I mean, there's one similar theme, and it's the physical damage, like the Drow, the Lycan, the Lone Druid. I imagine they would do a Jug or something if they felt it fit the drop, but hey, these teams are playing damn well here. It's pretty impressive to say the least. So.
Well, I think